Okay, so we are doing Stormdancer for our next Let's Read. I'm very excited. We are through the first two chapters, and so far we've met Yukiko. She's a member of the Fox clan. People are living in this steampunk version of it's very almost Japanese, and they have four main clans, and then there's the technology that's slowly taking over and polluting their world. It's really more of an industrial style than a technology. So we have this kind of very innocent protagonist who we're launched into a scene where she's in the last wilderness and she's fighting a demon, and you kind of don't know exactly why. She's really just kind of going at it for her life against this spirit, and she doesn't expect to be able to beat it. She's obviously outmatched. You've got to wonder what she's doing out there. She's only carrying a tanto, which is normal for peasants. They weren't actually allowed to carry a wakizashi or a katana, so their feudal lord would often give them a tanto. Um, Another spirit intervenes, a thunder tiger, and eventually takes out the demon, but he's not exactly cuddling her at the end of the chapter. In fact, she's going for the overlong dagger, the tanto. So we're left wondering, is this going to be it for Yukiko? Was she a little bit character? So we switch over to chapter number 2 with another main character, and he wanders out of his bedroom. His name is Yoritomo no Miya. Wanders out of his bedroom. He's one of the shoguns, and he just tells his major domo that he would like a thunder tiger. We are premised with the fact that that's 2 weeks earlier. Again, they mention the industrialized, over industrialized Japanese setting, with the airships that are just polluting the air, that birds don't want to live in the cities, that beasts don't want to live there. They don't really mention the effect that that has on people, but they're more caught up in the pursuit of the Thunder Tiger and the rumors that his major domo has heard from some of the airship sailors, that they've seen, one in the clouds. So, of course, the shogun's word is law, and he goes and tries to figure out how to do it. It seems like he's kind of concerned that this might not be in the best interest of the clan. They are a member of the Tiger clan, but as he watches the tattoo on his master's arm, constantly shifts and snarls at him. So it's both a show of power and of confidence. And the shogun declares that he's going to feast before breakfast and orders 3 geisha, which really makes you wonder, like, exactly what it is that his spirit lives on in this polluted environment. So, the obvious questions that are going to jump to mind from this sort of book is industry worth it? Is FEMA really, duking it out hard enough? The Shima Isles, is it okay to take something like a culture, like a nation, and template off of it when you are not from there? Is that going to cause some controversy, or is it just going to be so big because, Japanese and steampunk together? I mean, I lost my mind when I heard it. So it's obviously not Japan, but it is styled very closely after them, including using a lot of Japanese words like shogun, and they use the Japanese word for thunder tiger, and she uses the tanto. I don't even know if women were allowed to wield tantos, but I know that the peasants were given them for journeys between villages sometimes. The katana is considered a holy weapon. If you actually forge katanas in Japan, you're only allowed to forge 52 a year because of the rituals and the cleansing and everything that goes into forging a katana. It takes 7 days of meditation and forging to actually make a real katana, a real samurai sword. So, they take their weapons very seriously, or at least they did. Obviously, we're talking about feudal Japan. There is still that law in effect, so there is still that sort of, that's a part of their culture. And I wonder, how it's blending into this book and how that's going to go moving forward. Not a whole lot in the way of literary steezes. Um, it was it was mostly architectural. It looked like when he described it, he said that the ceiling was made of obsidian and pearl. For starters, it should be an inlay because obsidian is literally volcanic glass. And it should be mother of pearl inlay because little pearls would actually make a mosaic. So if you wanted to say there was a mosaic of pearl, I would buy it for $1. But 2 chapters in, you should probably do some geological homework on, hey, obsidian, I've seen this before. It generally breaks into curves. Is this really a building material? Um, the other one is that he says that there is a stone tiger at every door and 2 guards at every stone tiger. And in most traditional homes, they're set up along a hallway. Granted, I didn't. Well, I mean, it's Tsushima Isle, so it's not Japan. But unless you're walking from great room to great room, that's a lot of stone tigers and guards. So either way, the book is incredible. The thing I love about young adult literature is that it really it grabs you and it pulls you in. So whether or not you can find points where perhaps the facts could have been improved. And that does happen. Usually, fantasy is very well researched, which is why I'm so picky because new adult or adult fantasy is incredibly well researched. It also has a tendency to be very open to questions about the real world. We have these airships that are polluting things. Well, you know what? Move over, one country, and granted, there's tensions, so it's not like don't take that lightly. But in China, they're going through that industrial phase. They're wearing masks in some of the cities because of the pollution. So it's very real, and it tends to be very immediate. They tend to be very of the moment because YA tends to be whatever's popular. So that's kind of what I love about those books is, well, I want to point out literary criticism simply so that people know how to read and how to write. Um, the cultural questions and the emotional questions and the what would I do questions, the emotionally and socially developmental questions are really embedded in a YA book, and this is an excellent one for it.